What's going on, you guys? This is New York Adventurer 1994 here, and today is Monday, November 4th, 2024, and we have Tropical Storm Rafeal expected to impact western Jamaica and the Cayman Islands and western Cuba. This thing is expected to pass west of Jamaica tonight as a tropical storm, and this thing is expected to intensify into a hurricane and impact the Cayman Islands and western Cuba. We have hurricane warnings in place for the Cayman Islands and Cuba, and we have a tropical storm warning in place for Jamaica. This thing is expected to intensify into either a Category 1 or a Category 2 hurricane, especially once it gets into the Gulf because those Gulf waters are warm. And they can cause hurricanes to rapidly intensify once they get over there. So if you guys live in these areas, you need to be on high alert for the potential of power outages, flooding, and high winds. Yeah, so this thing is expected to become a hurricane, especially when it gets into the Gulf. And this thing is expected to pass through west of Jamaica overnight and work its way into Cuba, and then it will intensify further once it gets into the Gulf waters, and then make that westward turn, and it will probably impact Louisiana or Texas. It depends on the path, and this just goes to show that I know it's November and all, and the hurricanes become less of a problem because the season's starting to wind down and the hurricanes are forming more and more less in November. And they become less of a problem for many people. But just because it's November and the temperatures are dropping, you can still see a hurricane no matter where you live. A hurricane can still get to you guys even though it's November. And the hurricanes are less of a problem, and they usually avoid land in November. But either way, you could still get a hurricane. This just goes to show right here that you could still get a hurricane. I mean, look at Cuba right now. There's a hurricane warning in place, and this thing is expected to hit Cuba as a hurricane. See, this just goes to show that nobody's out of the woods from hurricanes in November. A hurricane can still get to you guys, even in November, even though the temperatures are dropping. Especially for states like in the Gulf and Florida and the Caribbean. Especially you guys could still see a hurricane. So, yeah. Look at Cuba right now. There's a hurricane warning in place. So, make sure you guys are getting prepared if you guys live in these areas. And we have Hurricane Rafeal expected to hit Jamaica, Cayman Islands, and western Cuba, and then make that westward turn and weaken back into a tropical storm. And once again, it looks likely it'll either go into Texas or Louisiana as long as the storm is still active. So yeah, we have Hurricane Rafeal expected to impact the Caribbean, and we're not out of hurricane season just yet. We're not out of the woods yet. We still have a whole month ahead of us. And I guess that's it. Bye.